Hey, all you Atlas Earthlings, welcome back. Bronze Dragon here saying, hey, thanks for dropping by. As always, I appreciate the time you spend with me, and I would appreciate it if you left a like on this video, and if you are getting value out of my content and it's helping you out in Atlas Earth, please subscribe. I appreciate it. Okay, let's dive in. This episode is going to be about a popular topic that comes out a lot on Reddit as well as in Discord. And I'm going to approach it from two different angles, okay? So the basic idea or question is, what happens if you play Atlas Earth and you travel, okay? So the question that came up in Reddit today was about moving, okay? But I'm going to start out by answering what happens. So I'm going to answer two different questions. What happens when you go on vacation or holiday in another country and you play Atlas Earth? And then the second question is what came up in Reddit today, which is what happens if I move, or I've been playing Atlas Earth and I move to an unsupported country in Atlas Earth. Okay, so those are the two questions. We're going to start out by taking the question that's a little bit easier, but they kind of dovetail together, and that's why I'm covering them both. Now, from the outset, think about it this way. Atlas Earth basically works, a lot of the mechanics work on where you happen to be at that exact time, not where you're from or where you usually are. So in other words, if I'm from the US and I am taking a vacation to Ireland, then all the things that occur to me and the things that I partake in Atlas Earth while I'm in Ireland will be from the Irish perspective. In other words, going by their chart, what they get off of Atlas Bucks as far as rent, if I download any new games, etc. So let's go ahead and jump in. So I put together this little slide just so I can make sure I mention everything, and I may be forgetting something. Leave in the comments if I forget something, and I'll find an answer for you if you have any questions. Okay, so if you're taking a vacation, because this comes up, people ask in the Reddit and such, hey, I'm in the U.S. and I'm going, or I had a question the other day, somebody in Canada was coming on a vacation to the United States. What happens, right? So this is what happens. So first of all, you would switch to the supported country chart. And by chart, I mean these charts that we reference. They can be found on the Atlas Reality support website. These are the charts that we refer to when we're talking about tier jumping. These are the charts you look at and you figure out how many parcels you have, what your boost rate is, what your average rent that you get, these kind of charts. So let's take an example. Say, for instance, well, let's take our friend, and I forgot what your name was, but he was in Canada. Okay, so he's in Canada, and let's just say, for instance, he has 180 parcels. In Canada, he's playing on the 8 times boost. Okay, so he travels to the United States for vacation. He's in the United States for a week or two, right? So at 180, as soon as he goes into the United States and his phone sees that he's in the United States, changes location, then he would switch over to looking at the US chart, okay? And 180 would get him a 20 times multiplier. So he would go from 8 times up to 20 times. Now, what else would change? Well, in Canada, they get 1 Atlas Buck per 20-minute video for ads. As soon as he traveled into the United States, he would get 2, the standard US rate, okay? Now, also, if he took part in mini games while he was here in the United States, obviously he would be playing the mini game in whatever location he was and be competing on that ladder in that pool, and more than likely be competing against more people for a bigger pot. Arcade games. This is a subject where, first of all, if you travel to a country that is supported by Atlas Earth, you should be able to download more arcade games, and it may change depending the rate at which you get your the arcade games pay out for various accomplishments may change because there's a lot of variables in the arcade game. But you should be able to download new arcade games if you are in a supported country when you're on vacation. Next item, Explorer Club collection. If you should be able, if you're a member of the Explorer Club, you should be able to collect your Explorer Club Atlas bucks on a daily basis. Challenge ladder. Once again, if you're in a supported country, in this instance, the guy traveled into the United States, is in a supported country, which is the U.S., can take part in the challenge ladder and do the various activities therein. He can buy parcels. He can buy badges in the United States. He can take part in surveys and travel. But once again, this kind of gets a little asterisk because those rates may change depending upon where you are, because a lot of these rates, once again, we go back to the fact that we talk about this a lot. A lot of this stuff is based upon advertising rates. A big popular question we get is that, hey, why do people outside the United States get paid generally less than what people in the United States do? It's because of the advertising rate. So if you are traveling to the U.S. for vacation, that could work that would work in your favor as far as most things. Now, I'm not exactly sure. I couldn't get an answer back for surveys and travel, but I'm assuming that the rates may change on that if you traveled to the States, or if you traveled outside the States, vice versa, your rate would go down. Okay, and also remember, when you're changing time zones, you're going to be changing over, say for instance, mini games, when they start, when Super Rent Boost starts, whatever. Whenever you go into a new time zone, you're automatically going to be playing by their time zone. So you may end up gaining, you may end up losing, but it all depends upon where you are at that any one time. Okay, so that's if you go on vacation. And I want to stop a minute here and give a big thanks to Annalise CW, who was recently promoted to moderator over on the official Atlas Earth Discord and does a bang up job. You should go check out her YouTube channel because she's getting that up and going and putting more content in there, so check her out. Now, let's move on to the highlight of the day, which kind of made me put this all together for informational purposes. The next point and last point, question rather, is what happens if I've been playing Atlas Earth for a while and I need to, I'm going to be moving to an unsupported country, a country that Atlas Earth does not support. Okay, let's look at that. Okay, so the first thing I want to mention is that a lot of this comes down to timing and what you have on your phone and what you don't. And what I mean by this is, if you happen to move to a new country, and a lot of times it was specifically called out in this question, what happens if I move to a new country and buy a new phone? Well, more than likely, if you're in an unsupported country, you're not going to be able to download that app. Now, it may let you, say for instance, if you have the app attached to your iOS account on Apple or Google Play on Android, it may be on your account. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you are in an unsupported country and you go to try to re-download that app, or when that new phone you log into the new phone and it starts imaging itself, is it going to install that app? I'm not certain. But what I can say is, if you have a phone and it's already got Atlas Earth installed on it, and then you go into the new country, you should be able to use it. And we'll take a look at a slide I put together as far as the items that you could do and you can't do. But keep in mind, there's going to be a lot you can't do in a country that's not supported by Atlas Earth. Okay, so the first thing that I'll mention is that you will be switching over to the international chart. And depending upon what country you come from, this may be a significant difference. Let's take a look at the charts. Okay, so here is what, I guess they took the words international off of it. This was used to be referred to as the international chart. It's the same one that Canada, Ireland, Great Britain, the rest of, Australia and everybody applies to. But if you happen to be, say for instance, you're in the US and you move to an unsupported country, you would be moving to this chart. So you're going to be losing as far as your rent boost will be going down. So for instance, if you're from the States and you had 220 parcels, you would be at 20 times rent boost. And then as soon as you moved out, you would go to 7 times rent boost. Okay, vice versa. Maybe you lived in Mexico and you were moving to an unsupported country. Say, for instance, you had 140 parcels. You were at the 8 times boost. Then you would go to, let's find it here. You would go to 10 times boost. So you would actually be making more. But the first item is you're going to be claiming by the international chart. Now, you will be collecting 1 Atlas buck per 20 minutes. You can do that. You can still do that. Watch your ad and get an Atlas buck every 20 minutes. You can still continue to watch the ads and boost. You will be able to rent, do the rent to Atlas buck conversion. But once again, and a lot of these things I'm going to say this on, comes down to if you are in a country without support from Atlas Earth, there's nothing you're going to be able to use Atlas bucks for. But the big question is that you're going to be able to redeem, collect and redeem rent. So you've got a bunch of parcels, you move to a country that is not supported, you'll still be able to boost and collect an Atlas buck every 20 minutes if you want to. There's nothing to use it on, but the main thing is you're still going to be able to pull that rent out when it accumulates. Editing Bronze Dragon butting in here just to give you a few other pointers on this topic of claiming rent from unsupported countries. First of all, the word unsupported. That means that if you're doing this, you cannot expect any support from Atlas Earth. It's going to be like, if you can get it, it's just going to be better for you, right? The second thing is you will have to have had the Atlas Earth account created before you move to that country. You're not going to be able to create an account once you're in their country. And the other thing is, this isn't a blanket statement, okay? Because there are going to be some countries across the world that you're not going to be able to claim rent money due to different laws and restrictions, such as China. That's one example I can give you. There's not a comprehensive list of these, but if you can imagine that there's going to be a problem there, there probably will be. Okay, back to the video. That rent out when it accumulates, okay? Next up, unsupported countries are not going to have mini games. Not that you would really need to use any time on it, because once again, mini games yield Atlas bucks, and you don't have a use for Atlas bucks. Now, if you live in a country that's not supported and frequently travel back and forth to a country that is supported, maybe you might want to continue to do the collecting 1 Atlas buck every 20 minutes, etc. I don't know. It's on a case-by-case basis, right? No new arcade games, possibly complete old ones. So this came up, if you're an unsupported country, you're not going to be able to download new games from the arcade. But if you had some arcade games already downloaded, there's a good possibility that you could go ahead and complete those and get your reward. Not 100% on that, but pretty sure. No, but once again, it comes back to a lot of these things. If you never travel outside that country, then what are you going to use Atlas bucks on? No use for Explorer Club or Challenge Ladder. Once again, what do these yield? They yield Atlas bucks, and like I just said, no use for them. No buying of parcels or badges. That's pretty obvious. And the only exception to this rule I can think of currently is South Korea, because of the weird situation they are in where they were almost went live, but then due to some regulations didn't go live. In South Korea, you can buy, the map is live. So if you go over there, you can buy parcels and you can buy badges. So that's the only exception to the rule that I know of. And surveys, I don't know specifically about if you can take surveys or use the travel program when you are in a country that is not supported. Not sure, but once again, it results in Atlas bucks. And once again, I guess if you travel in and out of other countries frequently, it may be good to go ahead and continue to collect your Atlas bucks. But if you don't travel much and you're in a country that, maybe the only thing you're worried about is just continuing to boost and collect that rent, which you can do. Okay, well, this has been Bronze Dragon detailing some information on what you can do and what you can't do while on vacation in a different country while playing Atlas Earth, and what would happen if you moved to a country that was not supported by Atlas Earth after you've been playing for a while. Okay, so I hope this was good information for you. Please leave a like and subscribe. And hey, did you know? Sorry, I bumped the mic. Did you know that we have, or I have, a new live stream starting this weekend, dedicated to Atlas Earth? It will be on Sunday at noon. The 23rd of February will be the first one. I did a video a few days ago, and it got a really good feedback from everybody. So we'll do it noon, see how everything goes. I got a lot of different feedback, everything from 11 to 2 in the afternoon. So I kind of looked at it, and there was really no clear, time where I should have done it. So let's try it at noon and see how that goes. Otherwise, I hope to see you there. Let's talk some Atlas Earth, answer some questions, and talk about what you're doing in Atlas Earth. Otherwise, this has been Bronze Dragon, and I hope everyone on your side is happy and healthy. And hey, I'll see you in Atlas Earth.